there, welcome back to our YouTube channel. As part of our series on questions that people always ask us, and one is, who are your buyers? Like, why do people buy in the DR? Who are they? Where do they come from? So today we have Martin, I never say his name right, Martin Hauschild.
Martin Hauschild, perfect.
Hauschild. I always say it wrong, but just call him Martin. Anyway, Martin is one of our DR Properties buyers, and he's going to tell you just a little story about how he got here, how he got stuck with us. Just kidding. But, and what he's doing since he's come to the DR. And it's quite a story, actually. It started quite a long time ago.
Started 15 years ago when I was doing some work for Barrick Gold.
Oh, okay. Barrick's a Canadian company that has a gold mine here,
company,
yeah?
Yep, and I did their infrastructure work, well, it's a little over 15 years ago now. And I just fell in love with the place.
Cool.
And it's a beautiful place here. In this area here, we're in just outside Sosua right now, between Sosua and Cabarete. Just a gorgeous area here, lovely place to live. And I've worked all through the Caribbean. I've built infrastructure, water, wastewater treatment all through the Caribbean. But we settled here.
Why? Why here?
You know what? I had a couple of criteria that I thought were really, really important. The first is I wanted a place that I could come to from Canada in 4 to 5 hours.
Direct.
Yeah, so Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto,
right.
They pretty much have daily flights or flights every second day. So it's extremely easy to get here. So that was the first criteria.
Yeah.
The second criteria was being out of the hurricane belt.
Right, yes,
right?
Exactly.
And the Caribbean's being hit with some pretty horrific, storms.
Look at Puerto Rico just a couple of years ago.
Exactly, right? And this coast here hasn't been hit for some 200 years.
Yeah, there's no actually recorded hurricane. We will get tropical storms, but by the time hurricanes cross the mountains, it's a little windy and kind of rainy. So,
right.
Yeah.
And then thirdly, having also a legal background, I wanted to have a place where I had clean title.
Right, and you actually own it.
And I actually own it.
It's not a bank trust or a life lease or any of that stuff.
No. So here in the DR, we own the land, we own the buildings, and the real estate law is very familiar because it's very much the way real estate law is done in Canada.
They based a lot of it, actually. They used our title system and stuff when they redid all the survey and compliance laws a few years ago. So, and that was actually part of why I did it, all the same exact reasons. And coming from a business background, same as you know, we look at things with those kinds of eyes, right? It's not just, wow, it's beautiful here. It's beautiful lots of places, but why here, right? Exactly. And I get to why you would choose the North Coast with no hurricanes. Plus, all this infrastructure, like all these services that cater to expats and expats that own businesses. And so, and you have actually started a business here as well, but tell me how you came out of Perth, Ontario, and what your process was to get here, how you found us, what you bought, all of that kind of stuff.
Well, it was really a matter of knowing the Caribbean and knowing who was doing what and what kind of properties were around, and I really liked this area. So I'm also a scuba diver, and since getting here, I've also taken up kite surfing.
Have you?
I have.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going on 62, and I'm taking up kite surfing. And but the thing about being here, I know
I don't do that.
No, but I'm getting younger living here, Colleen.
Yeah, that happens to all of us.
Because my joints feel better.
Yeah.
I have more energy. I have a better diet. I've lost weight. I'm feeling really good here.
Not as many chemicals. Not as many. Yep, absolutely.
No,
much healthier.
The quality of the food here is outstanding.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is a lot different. You know, and Canadians and Americans have similar. We have all the same food. We have all the same stores. We have all, so I do find that too, and cheaper.
It's less expensive, and being physically active here, there are so many possibilities. And I thought when I first came down here, I don't know if I'm going to be able to deal with being in a smaller place all the time. I don't know if I can deal with being in an area where I don't know the language and the culture. Well, I speak Spanish. I'm getting more familiar with the culture.
But you don't need to
being here for a while. No, but it's very, very familiar here. People are very comfortable to engage with you. In fact, I have a great circle of friends here, and in fact, Bernie Tietz from DR Properties, he and I worked together closely over the last 3 years because we did 3 houses together, right?
3 properties.
We did 3 properties together, and it's the first time ever that I ended up being close friends with somebody and never ever had a conflict. So things don't always go seamlessly in construction.
No, no, and not here. I mean, it is more challenging to get things done here. It's an island, but yeah.
Well, during COVID, we were very, very challenged getting construction work
Yes.
done here. So there's an element of patience that goes with that.
Yes.
But if you're patient and you work with everybody, you get a really good quality product at the end. So my house in Casa Linda, I don't know if you've seen my house.
I haven't seen your house there yet.
Yeah, it's a lovely house. It's a custom design. That ended up great. And then the 2 houses at SOV, they turned out fabulous as well, and they're fully rented right now. So it's turned out to be a good business.
So what advice would you give someone coming from North America if they wanted to buy something here? What would you say are the pros, the cons, the challenges, the best parts? Like, what would you tell someone if they asked you?
What are the major success factors?
Yeah.
I think the first thing is to take a really good look at where you want to be and how you want to organize your life. Because apart from where you are geographically, there are a lot of options when you get here as well, right?
Right.
But I think the first thing is to travel around a little bit, stay in different places. Don't stay in 5-star resorts, because that is in no way reflective of...
That's not real life.
That's not real life.
Wish we could
not
live
a real,
in a 5-star
not a real
resort.
country. No. No, try different places. Rent a villa somewhere. Go into Airbnb. Rent a villa in an area that you're interested in being in, and then live there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
Hang out.
4 weeks.
Yep.
Hang out. Go and find out what's there, things that you enjoy. What are your hobbies? What are your sports? Do you like going to a gym? Do you like scuba diving? Do you like sailing? Do you like windsurfing?
Yeah. Is it just I want to play bingo one Tuesday afternoon at the Jolly Roger?
Exactly.
Or trivia or whatever.
Exactly.
And we always say that too. That's a really good point that we say all the time. It's like with a few phrases. Vicky, who works with me, always says, before people come, I want you armed and dangerous. That's what she always tells them, because she wants them to know, like, information is power, and it's key.
Yep.
And we always say, come and live like an owner. So, I would say to people, when you get here, I'm going to pick you up at the airport, and just like when I come back after being gone for a while, you don't have any groceries.
Right.
We're going to stop at the grocery store. You're going to have to get some money changed. You're going to be hot. You go put your shorts on. Now you don't want to cook. We're going out for dinner. It's the same. We just drag people through what real life is like here. And by the time they've been here a week, they're like, wow, they either love it or hate it. And normally they love it. Very few people have ever hated it. But it does give them a real perspective of what real life is like.
Right. I think the second major thing is organizing yourself so that your friends and family don't detach from you when you shift here. And I've got 2 kids. I've got a son and a daughter. And if they want to come and see me, or I want to see them, they know that I'm not much further. So
Right.
I can go from Ottawa to Toronto by car, and it's a 5-hour trip.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But my son is excited because when I'm down here, he just flies down, he spends a week or so down here, and he has a great time, and we don't feel detached from one another.
Right.
So our circle of friends remains close, and I think that's really important. Especially if you're a younger retiree, you may have aging parents at home. I've got a dad who's 95 years old.
I do too, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want him or me to feel detached from one another, and we really don't.
And technology has changed too. Like 15, 16 years ago when I first got here, Skype was the only, and then I got a Vonage phone, which was a voice over IP. I thought, now, people are just on their cell phones yakking all the time. On WhatsApp, we use WhatsApp a lot here, or, if you're an Apple user or whatever, people are always constantly connected by internet here.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's changed in the last 15 years. So you're right though. My kids will come see me here because then you have more time. They're here for a week as opposed to they're there for an hour or there for, whatever. And so it is a big change, yeah.
Yeah. So when I'm with my kids, we're very close, and this is a great place to have family time as well, because you don't have some of the other distractions that
Exactly.
you've got.
That's kind of what I mean. Exactly. They're like right here with you. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so much to do.
Yeah,
really.
especially for kids, right?
Yeah.
Well, anybody really.
Yeah.
You can never get bored. So what are some of the pitfalls that you found, the things that you don't like?
So the traffic situation here is interesting, right?
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. It's interesting. It's very busy, and not a lot of, like we always say, traffic lights are suggestions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very laid-back culture, and everything takes time. But the one place where people don't take their time is on the road, which I find contradictory somehow.
Where are you going so fast?
Why are you in such a hurry when everything took so long to get to me in the first place?
Exactly. Good point.
So I think learning that patience and understanding that we're living in a different culture. People are different. Yeah. I have my auto mechanic on speed dial. So
Do
when
you?
something happens, he just shows up at my house and he does whatever is needed.
Yeah, you get a lot of home services here.
You get a
don't
lot of
get,
home
like,
services,
They bag
yeah.
your groceries, pump your gas. It's like, what?
Well, after driving around for 5 weeks, I'm flying back to Canada on Friday. My auto mechanic is going to come next week. He picks up my car, tunes it up, changes the oil, does everything that needs to be done, returns
Details it.
Yeah, he details the interior, waxes the exterior, and when I come back, my car's ready to go.
Pretty nice. And he'll probably pick you up at the airport if you're nice to him too.
Well, no, he doesn't have to do that. My brother will come and get me, but yeah.
So all in all, it's been several years, and you find that it was the right decision, and you're happy.
Yeah, there's no looking back. We're constantly improving, constantly learning. More of my family may come down, and yeah, it's been a wonderful adventure. And I can't say that I've had any horrible experiences in the course of that. With any adventure comes with challenges.
Yes.
Nothing goes perfectly.
But that's how you learn.
But that's how you learn, right?
Exactly.
You never learn stuff from your successes. You learn from things that go wrong, right?
Right.
And then you don't do it again, or hopefully you don't, right?
But again, I mean, there's levels of go wrong, right? Like your go wrong doesn't want to be, oh, I thought I owned this property and it wasn't, or the lawyer didn't do their job, or
Right.
That's why, I mean, it's really important to pick the right people to work with and to do your research and to really understand the whole area. We do a whole series on things to watch out for when you're buying foreign property.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot. Whether you buy from me or anybody else, I don't want anybody to make a mistake.
Well, and this is why my association with your company has been so important. I've gotten to be very close with Vicky and with Bernie. They've been marvelous.
Yeah.
Bernie comes to me with little opportunities here and there all the time, and when we were locked down, Bernie and Vicky were my eyes and ears, and they were sending me photographs all the time, saying, "Okay, this is happening."
you were in Canada.
Because I was in Canada, and
That's right.
I couldn't leave
During COVID.
during COVID.
Yeah.
I did manage to get here via the U.S. One time, which was kind of an adventure. But
Yeah, I did that too. Canada shut down the flights to the Caribbean for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went through the U.S. and that worked out because we had a lot going here. But Vicky and Bernie were fantastic, and they kept us apprised of everything that was going on. They would send hundreds of pictures every week, and I could go through the pictures, make sure everything was going well.
For
So
the
you
build,
would expect,
during the build, yeah.
Pardon me?
During your construction.
During the construction, and you would think that managing something like that remotely might be difficult and challenging, and it is, but they made it much easier. And they were genuinely concerned about making sure that I was kept happy.
That's right.
And their advice was great all the way through, and that makes the buying process much easier when you've got
When
people
you're
that are
armed and
looking at-
dangerous.
When you're armed and dangerous. Yeah.
Such a good one. I love
Yeah.
that. But it's
Yeah.
true. I mean, giving people information is, we want people to understand what they're doing and to know everything that they can know.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing to hide. There's no perfect place.
Yeah.
I don't pretend this is a perfect place. But for the people that have bought with us and they've been Legion over the years, they're happy,
Yeah.
And they come and they go. We've had people sell, go back home, get sick. Lots of different things have happened in 15 years, or in Bernie's case, 30 years.
Yes.
So, there's not much we don't know or can't tell you.
Yeah. And in the end, we're all friends. We meet up, we have drinks, we go to barbecues,
right.
parties together.
I always say that to people. I'm going to show you. You say you want a villa, I'm still going to show you condos because people will change their mind. And I'm going to show you too much because I never want you to sit at dinner one night and go, how come you never showed me all that stuff? I
Right.
want them to say, oh my God, she showed me so much stuff. I was sick of looking at it, to a limit. But I just want people to be very informed before they ever make a decision. If you like our content, please remember to like and subscribe as we make new videos all the time. We're here to help you find your Dominican property.